Hey everybody, welcome to a magical back to action Christmas. I'm Chris Pierdomenico and this is
Gabe Ribeiro.
and today we're going to talk about a great Christmas cinematic classic, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Alpha's Magical Christmas. And Gabe's been wanting to talk about it for a long time, so why don't you tell us a little bit about the movie, Gabe?
Well, it's not even
because you saw it recently.
it's not even really a movie. It is a VHS
It was
special.
it was
It's
at
a
the
VH
movie store. I got it at the movie store when I was a kid.
Your parents did. It is a VHS special that was released when Power Rangers was at the height of its fandom in 1994, right around Christmas.
So this is during season 2.
Yeah, in the winter of season 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've already discussed the issues with season 2 with production, so that might have some reasons as to why has some issues. I took some bullets here. Because I'll tell you what, I kept telling this guy that we should review it because it's such a disaster.
And why is it a disaster, Gabe? To be clear, I haven't seen this in 25 years or so.
At least more, probably.
Probably more. At
I
this
kept
point.
wanting you to watch it, and I've watched it 2 consecutive years in the hopes that we'd just record this because I thought it'd be funny.
So why don't you tell us, for the people that have not seen it, what can you tell us about Alpha's Magical Christmas?
It is a straight to VHS special, which I asked you. I wasn't sure because you kept with Power Rangers a little longer than I did. But from my recollection of keeping up with the show, I don't know if they ever aired it on TV.
I don't think so.
Which is a good thing. Because, boy, would fans have been pissed. Because they did one thing to save their ass here. They didn't frame it as a Power Rangers Christmas, which they later rectified in Season 3, which we talk about. Where they have a Christmas episode.
Yeah, but the tape at the very top.
It has the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers
logo.
Yeah.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
But the title is Alpha's Magical Christmas. So if you're going into this expecting a Power Rangers Christmas, you will be so disappointed. And I remember you and I were talking about this. I said we should watch this. And I remember you have an anecdote that pertains to your brother.
Yeah, no.
We need to get into this because it's funny.
No, we'd rented it because we thought, Power
Your brother,
Rangers.
you and your brother, that is.
We'd rented it when we were kids.
And I guess you said that
at my mom's house, and we thought it was kind of silly and ridiculous. Like even as kids back then, and my brother's 3.5 years younger than me, and we both were just not fans of it. And then so that was at my mom's house, but at my dad's house for Christmas, we got it
as a Christmas present, right?
As a Christmas present, and I think it was my Christmas present. And my brother just says, "Hey, we don't like that."
And I don't blame him, even at that age. Like, you could say, "Wait, yeah, we're grown men in our 30s ripping a Power Rangers directed video special to shreds."
But to be fair, that's what everybody does right now in their 30s.
But to be fair, you as little kids didn't like it. And I'm going to explain why. I don't even know if all these reasons are apt to why you felt that way back then. But when you watch this more than once, you can understand why it's terrible. With the expectations of thinking that the Power Rangers are there, no.
Yeah.
So, the plot is Alpha's sad at Christmas because the Power Rangers can't be there because they're helping Santa, which is fine. Santa's acknowledged in the Power Rangers universe, and the Power Rangers help them.
Mm-hmm.
Santa knows their identities, but no one else, and all that other stuff. That's fine. This turns into a sing-along tape for about 20 some odd minutes. Alpha lets random kids into the command center. Do they have power coins? No, they do not. Also, Alpha knows these kids' names.
Do you do anything special at Christmas time, Steven?
And what they want for Christmas. So either Alpha has the in with Santa Claus, or he's done this before and is a stalker. Zordon decides to only have dialogue when he feels like it's like, "Sure, Alpha, it's Christmas. I'm sure we'll see the Power Rangers and Santa Claus, blah, 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 blah." Most of it is just Alpha talking about how the kids are going to help him get into the Christmas spirit when the Power Rangers aren't around. So he brings them into the command center. They're singing a lot of Christmas songs that I'm pretty sure either public domain or stuff they can afford with Power Rangers budget. They probably brought in kids who are, in terms of track history, they're not the greatest of actors. So you essentially hear Richard Horvitz, Alpha's voice, sing along to Christmas songs, which with kids who I'm pretty sure the kids that are singing on the soundtrack are not the same kids that they cast in the special.
We probably got like the school choir or something.
You know what they did? They said, hey kids, do you want to be in a Power Rangers Christmas special?
Yeah!
Where it extends to, you're in the command center and you're either frosting cookies with Alpha, decorating a tree, or wrapping presents. Whereas Alpha will find a segue. There's even a kid named Steven, and they do the whole God credit Wenceslas last look down on the feast of Steven. I'm like,
oh, I get it.
yeah.
Oh, that's great.
And the kid actors are not strong. They're like,
Yeah.
Alpha, what do I want for Christmas? How do you know his name? So let's
if,
point
if
out.
there's anything that Power Rangers has always done well, it's continuity. And I
Yeah.
cannot believe
Yeah.
they did not.
Not in this at all. So, Alpha decides to show these kids after a couple songs and all that, business that I told you about with presents and whatnot. Let's look at the Power Rangers in terms of the viewing globe.
Mm-hmm.
Alpha shows these little kids, the Rangers, like it's stock footage on the viewing globe of them either in the suits fighting or just, stuff they do as civilians. We're at the juice bar having fun. Tommy and Kim kiss. Billy and Adam
in a Christmas special, they kiss?
Yeah. Even
Wow.
though they don't do it in most seasons. Billy's doing a slam dunk in basketball and all this stuff. Oh, wait. You're showing the kids, the Power Rangers, their identities. I thought they were supposed to keep their identities a secret. And don't give me Christmas is an exception crap. I know you're like ripping this to shreds. Because, you know what? I'll tell you what. I watched Rudolph. And I pointed out where Santa was a jerk in that. But I digress. This thing has continuity problems all over the place. And granted, it might be because of their production schedule. Because we talked about this. And from what I understand, there's been interviews with Johnny Young Bosch, Steve Cardenas, and Karen Ashley that said they were pretty much hired after Austin St. John, Toy Trang, and Walter Jones left the show. They pretty much were hired in like November. They shot a little bit of stuff here, and then they pretty much went straight to Australia to shoot the movie. Mm-hmm. So based off the production schedule, if this came out in December, they only had a little bit of time with them. So we don't see the Power Rangers.
Right.
We see Tommy, Kim, and Billy at the very end. In like the last 2 minutes sing We Wish You a Merry Christmas. And all due respect to Jason David Frank, he knows he's not a good singer. They don't cut to him much singing along because he's like, We wish you a Merry Christmas. I'm like, just cut back to David Yost and Gamey Joe. They can actually like kind of sing. No offense, JDF. But we get Alpha Zordon sends a video greeting card to Alpha from Adam, Aisha, and Rocky, who are ushered in as new Rangers, and we have stock footage of them on the viewing globe. Depends on when they were shot. But they're not there because they're helping Santa? Are they with their families, or are they helping Kim, Tommy, and Billy? Because they're clearly in that orangish hue, sunset-colored wall that is right by Zordon's tube when they're doing it. Hi, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Why couldn't they have been there in the suits? And on top of that, Rocky, Adam, and Aisha are already established. And they were established after Tommy became White Ranger. And there's stock footage of Tommy as White Ranger in the viewing globe and is in Green Ranger suit. Oh, also, the Rangers are still at the peace conference. And this takes place on Christmas Eve. So they're making them work on Christmas Eve? That sucks.
Gabe, I've told you before, Zordon is a wizard. A wizard did it.
And the wizard turned his light off. Let there be light. But seriously, like, you even said to me, and your brother said it, to your parents at the time, like, we don't like that. And I could see why. If you're going to frame it as a Power Rangers episode, do that. Don't make it a sing-along for 20-some-odd minutes with Alpha where it just goes nowhere. The Power Rangers show up in the last 2 minutes, and the ones that are missing, you're questioning, like, why is Tommy in Green Ranger suit when we just saw him in White Ranger? It's just like Alpha singing Jingle Bells, giving presents to random kids we never see again. You know, he just, more or less, they abduct kids from around the world and give them presents. Let them in the command center, and they know the Power Rangers' identity. It's a good thing that this didn't air on TV, because it probably would have pissed fans off, because its canon is all over the place.
Yeah.
At least in Power Rangers, they try to have a half-assed canon, where it makes sense. Like, at least when the actors left with their contract disputes in Season 2, they did some stock footage and had bad dubs, but they were still there? Like, what is this nonsense? It's all over the place. Oh, also, it snows in the command center, so Alpha and Zordon can just make it snow indoors. So what's the extent of their powers?
He's a wizard. He can
He's
do
an
whatever he
alien.
wants.
He's an alien.
Aliens can be wizards.
I guess. I don't even know where this goes.
Yeah.
Like, It's cute with the Power Rangers at the very end sing with Alpha, but wouldn't it have made more sense to have them sing with the little kids when the little kids probably got recruited to be actors in this to sing with the Power Rangers and not just act with Alpha? You know, when they're working with Alpha in there, that's not even Richard Horvitz in the suit, so it's not Alpha's voice. It's just I forget the actress's name. So it's just like, kids pretending you're wrapping gifts. I know I'm ripping this, and the worst part is, it's just, they're so cheerful. Alpha's gift is Zordon can just materialize a Christmas tree out of nowhere that's fully lit. Mm-hmm. And I think, doesn't Alpha get a Christmas tie for Zordon?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, it's so sweet. It, rots your teeth, and not in a good way. Mm-hmm. It's not like Charlie Brown, which is, really heartwarming. This makes 7-year-olds not even want to watch it.
I will say honestly that, and I know I've said this to you before, the Christmas episode they do in season 3 where they have to go to Santa's workshop and help him.
It's silly and ridiculous, but it makes sense.
But honestly, that's what I wanted this to be.
Yeah, Zed at least has a scheme. He's trying to stop Santa from delivering gifts, and the Rangers have to go to the North Pole and save them. They don't morph or anything because they don't have Sentai footage of Christmas episodes. But
yeah,
I was like, what is this?
Mm-hmm.
What are we watching here? It's like Alpha singing with some little kids for 20 some odd minutes. And Zordon is missing from most of it.
Can I ask you something? Are you upset that you weren't there?
No. No, I'm not even. I would have felt shafted that they cast me in a special where it's just Alpha singing.
Yeah.
And honestly, the kids might even be dubbed over. I think they might even be dubbed over. It doesn't even sound like their voices. Mm-hmm. And they're just there to do Christmas activities with Alpha, and they don't even meet the Power Rangers. That kind of sucks when you feel like you get cast with that.
Let's take a ripoff. That was a con.
When we talked about that season 3 episode with the Christmas episode, Kim and Aisha had that little kids choir, and the little girl was hoping her dad would show up and Bulk was Santa. That was nice.
Yeah.
That's way better than what we saw in this.
And
Zordon even doesn't even have dialogue. He talks to Alpha about how he's sad, and then honestly, this is what would have made the special more ridiculous, but a little better. Alpha singing along with all these carols with all these little kids. It would have been nice to hear Zordon's silly voice Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle.
909 bottles climb on the wall.
Zordon had, when Rita gets sealed away in her dumpster again, 99 bottles of beer. That's funny. It would have made it more entertaining. Except that Alpha, Zordon barely talks throughout it. He's in the beginning with Alpha, and then he shows up again when the Power Rangers. Don't worry, Alpha. We have a siren, but it's the Power Rangers showing up. They have a little bit of time to sing with us before they help Santa again. Mm-hmm. We didn't even see Santa. So are the Power Rangers delivering the gifts? At least 3 of them are, and one of them is out of costume. Or at least the right costume. It's just, they learned from their mistakes, clearly. Because there must have been a lot of negative reception if they had screened this for some kids and kids rented it and it got returned again, or they just didn't have good buy rates with the VHS. But if you would frame this as a regular episode in canon, it doesn't make any sense. It's cute in what it tries to attempt, but the execution is ass. It's the kind of Christmas where it's you're too happy-go-lucky, and it just makes Zordon and Alpha ever present, and there's not even a threat from Rita or Zed. It's just, let's sing some carols with little kids, and the kids aren't even really some of the kids are just kind of they're not even participating for the most part. It's just hey.
Well, they probably told them that you were going to meet a Power Ranger.
And they got disappointed. They kind of got disappointed like any kid that watched this special. So, I don't know. You tell me, Power Rangers creators and writers at the time, what was your mindset here?
I would
cash grab?
Who directed that? Because I would love to talk to.
I know Cheryl Saban wrote it. And actually, if you look at her writing credits for Power Rangers, she actually has some good episodes that we actually like. So I don't know what their mindset was. Churn out Power Rangers Christmas stuff just to get it out because of money, because it was doing so well. I don't know, but you were what, 8 at the time?
Well, that was 94, so I was 8 or 9. My brother would have been 6.
Even that age group doesn't like it. So something is clearly wrong here.
Yeah.
There's not enough beer in the world to enjoy this special. I'm just saying. But I'll try. I had to watch it twice as an adult.
Well, you are the real hero for watching it 2 years in a row. So
I'm not trying to come off as Ebenezer Scrooge here, but there's a better way to do this, and Power Rangers did it later. Unfortunately, I had to sit through this twice, and it is exhausting.
But aren't you glad we finally talked about it?
We did, because it's always great to see an adult rant about a kid's special where it's a franchise that was clearly marketed for kids, and you revisit it, and then you can see how much of a dumpster fire it is.
That's clearly what our channel's for.
That's right.
Watch grown 30-something men just rant about kid stuff from 30 years ago. Why not?
And throw Christmas in on top of it. Why not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if you want to check it out, it's on YouTube. You might even be able to find the VHS if you still have a VCR. If you really love Power Rangers, give it a watch. But it's not the worst thing Power Rangers ever done, but it's really hard to get through. It really is. It makes no sense if you could say, yeah, well, you're ripping this franchise to shreds. I've earned that right. You and I have watched almost 300 episodes and 3 movies.
Oh my gosh, been that long? Wow.
I don't want to be a snob, but we know what to expect, and when you're watching this, it's not even good for kids.
Yeah.
They would rather watch something else that they hold beloved, like Frosty or Rudolph or something. So, Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas,
Dork Tally.
Thanks for watching.
That's right.
Do you feel better now?
I do.